What's up, everybody? This is the Boxing Central at facebook.com/where boxing lives. So this is going to be a little bit different. You guys have yet to see an actual video produced by the boxingcentral.com, so this is going to be a little bit different. But before we get into this video, I want to first thank everyone that's joined and liked the page. As you can see, we're at 1839 strong, and that's since this page started, which was around Christmas of last year. So in less than 6 months, we're almost at 2,000 people that's liked the page. So continue to share the status updates with your friends. If anybody that's a boxing fan, whether they do it to compete or as for fitness, be sure to share this with your friends and continue to make your comments and whatnot on the page. It's definitely much appreciated. But what I wanted to do for the first time again for this page is first give a little background on the page. First of all, me myself, I'm very much a big fan of the sport of boxing. Watch it more than football, watch it more than basketball, study fights very, very in depth, watch a lot of boxing, compete a little bit, spar a little bit, do it for fitness, and just an all-around big fan of the sport. So I like to actually analyze sports or analyze boxing matches. I love guys with a lot of technical skills. I like to actually break down fights and not just see, okay, there's a guy that got knocked out or this guy got the decision, but actually break down why particular fighters are either good or bad at what they do from a technical standpoint. So I figured as a good first video, I'm going to break down one of my current favorite fighters in the sport today, which is Adrien Broner. And if you haven't seen his fight against Antonio DeMarco, which was last year, I would urge everyone that's a fan of the sport to watch this fight. Watch it multiple times. I've watched it numerous times, and every time I watch it, I see something that's just more amazing from a guy that's so young but has such a high level of skill. And some of you guys may disagree with me on this. You'll say, hey, this guy hasn't fought anyone. But let's be honest, before he fought Antonio DeMarco, people were saying that was going to be a serious test for him. DeMarco's a tall guy, southpaw, has decent power, has a good amount of experience, fought some guys like Valero and Jorge Linares, which is one of the most technically sound fighters out there. And Broner just completely embarrassed him. So we can say that Broner hasn't fought anyone yet, and yes, there's a lot of guys at 140 that I want to see him fight, but you can't take anything away from his performance against DeMarco. And it wasn't even so much about the fact that DeMarco, yeah, he's not a top pound for pound guy, but if you look at the way he dismantled DeMarco, it was beautiful. So I'm going to get into this fight, and really I'm only going to look at one round, which is round 5. It was probably the most dominant round of the fight. It's really when the fight really got lost from DeMarco's standpoint, and there's so many gems in terms of Broner's technique in this one round that it will be plenty of content to fill this video. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start it in between or right before the round starts, and the first thing you notice is look at Broner's face. I mean, he looks completely uninterested in the fight right now. People may wonder, well, you're in a fight, why would you look like that? Well, the key in fighting in general is maintaining and being relaxed, and you can see with guys like Ward, you can see guys with guys like Mayweather, and if you've seen the fight here just the other day from Rigondeaux, if you're relaxed, you see things in the ring that others won't see. So I think this is his way of maintaining that relaxed state of mind. It definitely carries over into the fight. So, you know, that's one of the first things that I noticed about him. But let's get into the fight. Now at this point, you see he's holding out his lead hand, tapping the lead hand of DeMarco. A lot of people wonder, well, why would you do that? Well, typically I've seen a lot of guys that are either right-handed or southpaw, when they're fighting an opposite-handed guy, just by occupying that space where the jab would tend to travel, where DeMarco's jab would travel to Broner's face, just by holding that hand out for whatever reason, it really discourages guys from throwing that jab. You're using your lead hand as a way to kind of occupy the lane where that jab would typically travel. It's a good way to check the opponent's jab and even the left hook. So if you watch this whole fight, you'll see that that's something that Broner is doing quite frequently throughout the fight. And actually, southpaws tend to do it the most because they're so used to fighting right-handed fighters. But again, it goes to show how well trained in the technique of Broner, for him as a right-handed fighter to actually do and use this tactic against a southpaw, which typically it works the other way around. So let's keep getting into it. So you see DeMarco wants to jab, but look what happens when he jabs. Broner immediately slaps his jab down. Right there, he slaps it down. That's discouraging. And then he follows it with a jab to the body. So again, that begins to make DeMarco a little tentative. He's giving ground. Now, one thing that if you haven't watched the whole fight, round 4 was again pretty one-sided. DeMarco started to take a lot of damage in round 4, so he definitely came out in round 5 a little less aggressive than he was in the previous rounds. So let's keep watching. Now here's another interesting thing about Broner. I want to start getting into how he fights, the technical side. If you look at him, his footwork as he gets close, he uses very, very subtle movements as he moves forward with his feet. Just using inches to get closer and closer as he steps in. Let's go back here real quick. And just watch his feet as he steps and close the distance with DeMarco. Not taking big steps. Here's the other thing he does. See how he leans back. Now what this does, and you'll see this all through this fight and even in this round, this makes it look like he's further from DeMarco than he is. DeMarco probably feels pretty safe right now. He doesn't feel like he's in Broner's punching range because Broner is leaning back, shifting his weight to his back leg, which is deceptive because all he has to do is lean in very quickly, shoot the right hand, and it's right there. It looks like he's much further than he really is. And because of that misperception in terms of his depth and his distance, he catches DeMarco with right hands all day in this fight, and DeMarco never adjusts for that. So we'll keep watching. So again, watch him. He leans back. He's etching forward very slowly, very subtle foot movements to close the distance. Bam, there it is. Let's watch this again. Itching forward, deceptively, more closer than he looks. And here, look at this. Again, he's leaning back. DeMarco is off balance. He's standing straight up. He probably feels that he's out of punching range. Nope. The right hand shoots, and if you look at the way Broner shoots his right hand, it goes directly from his chin. It doesn't take a scenic route. It goes from his chin to the target. I also love the way he blocks, catches the left hand of DeMarco. He uses his backhand, tucks it again. He tucks his elbow inside of his body, keeps his glove at his chin, and catches that punch. Instead of ducking under it, by catching it like he does right there, like that, he's still in position to strike back with his left hand. Love the way he catches that punch. Now we're going to start to see him go to work. Look how he just changes the angle. He keeps turning out as DeMarco tries to close the distance on him. Again, leaning back, deceptively making DeMarco feel like he's safe, like he's out of punching range. And bam, he shoots the right hand. Steps in very, very, very sneaky with his footwork. Shoots the right hand. Again, controlling, checking his jab with his left hand, completely discouraging DeMarco from throwing the jab. Connects with the body. Now watch this counter left hand. It misses, but Broner's caught a lot of guys with this quick left hand. It's nasty. Now here, DeMarco fought a very stupid fight on the inside. At this point, he was getting taken apart in rounds 3 and 4 on the inside, but he continued to fight Broner on the inside despite taking so much damage. And you're going to see what happens. Again, watch how cleanly this right hand lands, and it's all because DeMarco feels he's safer than he is. He steps back. Oh, nope, you're still in range because he's leaning back. Now, Here's another beautiful technique. On the inside, Broner has this technique where when he leans over, and I'm going to pause it right when he begins to do it. When he leans over like that, he conceals his right uppercut, his right hand, behind his shoulder. To look here, where you really can't, DeMarco really can't see it. So when he shoots that uppercut, there is another right hand. When he shoots that uppercut, DeMarco can't see it because it comes from up under his shoulder. Beautiful technique. He conceals the punch from an angle where DeMarco can't see it. Bam! He couldn't see that because he concealed it with his shoulder. And then again, look, he leans back. Bam! Shoots the right hand. Nope, you're closer than you think. You're still in my punching range. And again, now watch how he changes the angle. Watch his footwork. As he steps to the outside, changes the angle to set up this uppercut. It's beautiful work on the inside. Look at that. Bam. Another uppercut. And then after he uppercuts him, he sticks his left glove in his face to control his head, block his vision, and then throw more punches behind it. Here it is again. Look how he leans down. Can't see the uppercut coming when you do that. This is beautiful technique. Little stuff that goes a long way. Create the angle on the inside, open up, lean down. See how his shoulder is blocking his right glove. Now DeMarco can't see it, he comes right up with it. And then sticks his left glove in his face and comes back with the right hand. Beautiful stuff. Back on the inside, touches his glove. And here's another thing about Broner. He's brilliant at mixing the pace of his punches. So he'll throw little soft tap punches here and there. No power, just to let him know that he's there. And then come behind it with something very nasty. He's brilliant at that. Again, look how he catches that left hand. It's beautiful how he catches it. Keeps him in position to strike back. Look at the vision. His vision now, even when he's throwing combinations, he's always seeing what's in front of him. He's always in a position to defend himself. Open up, defend. Beautiful. Here it is again. To the body, to the head, controlling him with that, sticking that stick out. Again, look at that. Again, you know that DeMarco thinks he's safe, but he hasn't realized that when Broner leans back like this, he's still in punching range. His legs are way up here. He's just leaning back. It's deceptive. Look at that. He leans back. Oh, I must be safe. I'm out of punching range. Nope. Beautiful stuff. Head control. Look at that. Moving however you want to move him. Now, this is another interesting part of this fight, of this round. Look at Broner's eyes as the ref separates him. He never loses focus. Right back to his opponent. Bam. Beautiful stuff. He does little things to set up so many punches in a brilliant way. It's pretty remarkable stuff. This little wave with his left hand was meant to distract DeMarco so that he can come back with the right. But DeMarco saw it and moved back, so he couldn't throw it. No big deal. He'll just keep going back to what's been working because DeMarco doesn't adjust. Bam! Again, thinking he's out of range, the right hand lands right there. Completely dominant round by Broner. So many skillful, highly technical things that he displayed in this round. It was pretty remarkable. I was standing up in my living room, jumping up and down watching this fight. Just amazed at how skilled this guy was. Michael Stafford is a tremendous teacher, and Broner's going to be something special. But that concludes this fight analysis. There will be more to come. Thanks for watching.